Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to talk about a very different topic that I'm used to on this channel. And I know that generally has absolutely nothing to do with my audience thus far, but I feel like it's important to speak about what I'm going to discuss in the video. Especially since I know it will continue to happen, and if I can just generate a little bit of spark to make a change, I think it would be great. So without further ado, we're going to talk about supply drops and the direction of Call of Duty and games in general. To put this video into a little bit of context, I would first like to say that I used to be a huge Call of Duty fan. I played every Call of Duty from Call of Duty 4 all the way up to Black Ops 2. However, then I realized that I was paying a little bit too much money to play those games. I mean, the game at first is $60, and then after that you have to add $60 worth of DLC to stay up to date with everyone else. So that's when I decided to look at alternative games in which my individual skill was a lot more important. Funny that I say that about League of Legends, because it's a team game after all. This is what I predominantly do in this channel, and you're probably seeing League of Legends background footage, but that's not the point of the video and I'm getting carried away. So anyway, the point is that right now it's even more expensive than when I left Call of Duty originally, because on top of having to buy the DLCs to keep up to date with the game, you also have to put in additional money to get special weapons from supply drops. Supply drops are microtransactions built into the game to make sure that you have to roll over and over to get cool weapons and stuff and gear you can use in the game. So what's the problem with this? What's so wrong with the supply drops and whatever the hell they want to do with their game? I mean, it's their game after all, right? They can do whatever they want. And yeah, sure, you'd be right. But the problem is they're also managing the media very carefully, making sure that they pay Call of Duty YouTubers to advertise their games, and to a certain extent paint them in a lighter mood than they should actually be painted, because the games haven't been very good lately. On top of that, you gotta keep in mind that if this works out for Activision, this sort of YouTubing, marketing slash microtransaction-y kind of deal, if it works out for them, other companies might pick up on it and try to implement it themselves. So we might end up in a universe where every single game that we purchase, or at least a lot of them, have microtransactions built into them with gambling implemented into the games that we have to purchase things for, and not only play the game at face value, $60, there you go, here's the game I want to play. So who's truly responsible for all this? Is it the community for buying these games over and over and not realizing that they're getting scammed? Is it the YouTubers for promoting the games that shouldn't be promoted? We already know for a fact that they're getting paid to promote the games, so we don't yet know if they are actually getting paid to promote the supply drops, but that doesn't really matter. Are they at fault here? Are the developers at fault here for developing these games and creating the platforms for this kind of stuff to happen and not questioning whether it's correct to add gambling microtransactions to your game or not? Or is it Activision, the company that actually sells these games and makes sure that microtransaction and extreme DLC costing policies are in place? And when you really take a look at it, I think it's very difficult to blame it on anyone but Activision themselves. Let's take a look why. Now, the first of my points here is that I can't really back up blaming the developers too much. Sometimes in software projects, I've been in a couple myself, or really any other type of project where there's a publisher or a producer, developers have to comply to the stuff the publisher wants. I mean, it's just how it is. Treyarch can't afford to lose hold of the deal they have with Activision. It's helped them become the studio they are today. So if anything, I think they deserve the benefit of the doubt. So you can't really point a finger to them, when it comes down to really what the problem at hand is. I mean, I honestly don't even know how these guys can stay passionate about deving for the Call of Duty series since it's such a piece of shit. Other than, obviously, the money, right? And it's just sad to see how Call of Duty is so void of any soul or depth. It's just amusing. There's no way you can fall in love for a series in which the moment the game comes out, 2 or 3 months after it, the next one is already being advertised. Activision doesn't care about games. They really never have. They care about grabbing a quick buck, advertising, and grabbing another buck. Even if you check Steam, Call of Duty 4 is still $20. That game came out on 2007, I think, or 2008, I can't quite remember. If you check for Call of Duty Ghosts, the worst game in the series, it's $60. And that doesn't even take into consideration the DLCs. I actually dropped my jaw when I looked it up. I mean, to put this into perspective, I bought Darksiders 1 and 2, pretty old console games, came out for PC later on. They came out around Call of Duty 4, so Call of Duty 4 was $20. Both of those games, I bought them for $5. Two full AAA titles from a period of time, circa CoD 4, cost a quarter of the price. That's the extent of what this company really goes just to milk people for money. But on the other hand, we have Call of Duty YouTubers. I can't really blame them as well, to a certain extent of course, because they're just exploiting the flawed, corrupt, and void system that Activision has placed for them. So in my opinion, if I had to point any fingers here, it would be to the big A for being the scum of the game industry and setting a standard which others will duplicate and prey upon. Those are the real money whore pieces of shit that ruined Call of Duty and made it what it is today. Trash.